Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the OBee Sports Talk Show. I am your host Obie, and we're going to cover a lot of different things this week. First off, we're going to cover MLB news a little bit here and there, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl and possibly where Peyton Manning might be going, and then we'll talk a little Ohio State basketball. So let's just start right off with MLB news. Some big signings here late in the free agent signings here before spring training hits, and around February 14th and 15th is when the teams are going to start heading to either Arizona or Florida for their spring ball. So first up, Seattle signs Carlos Guillen. So Carlos Guillen leaves Detroit, goes back to Seattle. Not sure how that's really going to pan out with a lot of those young guys. Maybe they're hoping Carlos Guillen can mentor some of these young players on their team. The Blue Jays finalized their deal with Francisco Cordero. Maybe he can take over the closer role for them. The Nationals signed Chad Durbin, who was with the Indians last year. Brings Chad Durbin in. Hate to see Chad Durbin go from the Indians. He was pretty consistent. Had some rough patches here and there, but he is going to the Nationals. The Diamondbacks signed Miguel Montero and Ryan Roberts to kind of fill some of their needs that they need. Indians acquired Russ Kanzler from Tampa Bay for cash, so they didn't really give anything. They gave up some cash to bring him in. They're thinking maybe he could fill the void and be their first baseman. Maybe they're thinking he can come out in spring training and show something and fill that void at first base where they've got a big hole to fill, kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes for them. Don't really know much about this guy. He was the international player of the year several years for Tampa Bay, but not really sure what to make of it from there. So we'll see how that goes. The Astros signed Livan Hernandez. So Livan Hernandez is trying to make a rebound. He's going to pitch for the Houston Astros, who definitely need quite a bit of pitching help. As they're trying to rebuild a little bit, and maybe he can help some of the younger guys. But is Livan Hernandez's real name? Haha, just a joke. With the whole Carmona thing and Leon Nunez find out they're not their real names. Dominican Republic doesn't know what's going on in their own country because guys are saying they're lying about their age and their real names, but that's a whole different story. The Phillies signed Chad Qualls, maybe to fill some holes that they lost in their bullpen, kind of thing, with losing Brad Lidge and Ryan Madsen. The Blue Jays, who I forgot to mention this a while back ago, signed Omar Vizquel. So Omar Vizquel is really not ready to hang it up yet. He's playing for another team. Maybe he can help mentor some of those younger guys, and maybe that's what he's just kind of doing now, is trying to go around and mentor some young guys. He's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion, but he just doesn't want to quit playing. He wants to keep on playing. The Padres signed Dustin Mosley, maybe to try to fill some of their holes that they have in their pitching as well. On to the NFL news. It's all the baseball news we really have. Some other guys, maybe some big names still floating around out there. Roy Oswalt still looking for a possibility. Boston, St. Louis, and Texas are all the three teams in the mix for him. In the NFL, the Super Bowl is coming up between the Giants and the Patriots. On paper, they're evenly matched on offense and defense. It's really, really close. So it may come down to special teams there. Who has the better special teams? Right now, they're saying the Patriots are favored by 3, according to Vegas odds, over the Giants. But it's one of those games where you could really see what happens. I mean, they've played each other once this year. The Giants beat the Patriots. The Giants obviously have been riding really hot right now. Patriots have been hot as well, but maybe not as hot as the Giants, knocking off some big teams to the playoffs. So here comes my prediction for the Super Bowl. And I am going to pick the Giants 37, the Pats 34. I think it's going to come down to last-second field goal, and I think Lawrence Tynes is going to come through with the Giants. He's going to hit the game-winning field goal, and the Giants are going to win their second Super Bowl. And I think it'll be the first time you'll see a kicker get the player of the game. I think the MVP, obviously for the Giants, will belong to Lawrence Tynes or Victor Cruz. Basically, stretch for an MVP for a kicker for the Super Bowl. But I think when it comes down to it, he's going to make some big kicks for him. I just think he could do it. Or Victor Cruz. Look for Victor Cruz to have a monster game. Maybe he'll be the MVP. Maybe it'll be Eli Manning too. Who knows? But that's what I'm going with. And another little side bit about the NFL right now is Peyton Manning going to play next season? And if he does, where's he going to play? Is he going to still be in Indianapolis, or is he going to go to somebody else? He's being linked to Miami right now as one of the teams he might go because one of the coaches. No, that's not. That's Matt Flynn. They're thinking Matt Flynn might go to Miami. But Peyton Manning's still floating out there. Maybe he'll land in Miami. Maybe he'll stay with the Colts. Really hard to say. If he plays, where does he go? Kind of thing. It's not looking good for him. He's supposed to meet with the general manager this week and the owner, I think, towards either the week or next week to talk about his future. So where does Peyton Manning go? That becomes a big question mark to see if he's able to play. Will he be an Indianapolis Colt, or will he be somebody else? Or will he play for some other team? And how will that impact? Can he make those other teams good if he goes to another team? Or is Indianapolis the only team that he can be successful in? That's something we'll kind of keep an eye on and maybe talk about in the episodes to come. On to Ohio State basketball news. And maybe talk a little football news about some stuff going on there too. Ohio State beat Michigan on Sunday by 15 points. And they are now sole possession of first place in the Big Ten, as Michigan and Michigan State both lost. Michigan lost on Sunday, and I think Michigan State lost earlier in the week. So they're knocked out of they're a game behind Ohio State in the Big Ten. And Ohio State's got some big games coming up. They play at Wisconsin on Saturday, and on February 7th, they host Purdue. And then later that same week, they host Michigan State at home. So they got some tough games coming up as the schedule really gets tough. They still got Michigan State twice, Wisconsin twice, Michigan one more time, and I think Purdue a couple of times yet. So things are really starting to get dicey there as the Big Ten schedule just starts to creep up and get tougher and tougher for each team. But Ohio State currently sits at number 1. And Lindell Smith has been the big playmaker. He was a big playmaker Sunday with a monster game and had like 12 or 13 boards. So he's been playing well, and that kind of helps. Sullinger and Buford and Thomas takes a little bit of pressure off those guys and for the Buckeyes. So let's see how they can do it on the stretch run. Hopefully they can keep it up and carry that momentum in the NCAA tournament. Football news of signings came to a conclusion yesterday, as that's the official day that people can have to sign. Of course, there's always those restrictions where guys could kind of sneak in here and there and whatnot. But Ohio State's recruiting class was ranked like number 6 in the country. Alabama was number 1. Florida State was number 2. And right behind Ohio State was Michigan. So they had a good recruiting class during Meyer's time. Even though they can't do anything, they can't play a national championship this year, be competitive this year. Look for 2013 for the Buckeyes to rebound and basketball. This is OBee with the Sports Talk Show. Look forward to all your comments, questions that you may have, and all that good stuff. Thank you for listening, as always. Thank you. Goodbye.